In this video, Zach and I are going to demo blocking your end users from accessing third-party tools if they're failing your organization's policies. And we're also going to show managing those policies as code with Fleet GitOps. But before we get into it, for folks that are new to Fleet, let's give a quick overview on what Fleet is. Fleet is a tool for making your organizations more productive and secure. Your IT teams who are tasked with managing and monitoring your organization's devices often use 20 or more tools to get their job done. Fleet consolidates those tools into one open standard for managing and monitoring your devices. So we're going to jump back into Fleet's internal Fleet instance. These are the policies that we run on our production workstations. And we use Fleet GitOps to manage those policies as code. Fleet GitOps is the best practice for managing policies, configuration profiles, scripts, osquery queries, and more as code. And this way, your IT and security team can submit changes, review those changes, and also review the history of those changes all in Git. So what we've done internally is clone this best practice repo, and I'm going to jump into it on the fleetdm.com/fleet repo. These are the policies that you're seeing in our Fleet instance here. I'm going to add a new policy, and it's going to be one that we are intentionally going to fail, so Zach can show off what the end user experience looks like when you're attempting to access third-party tools, but you're failing one of our policies. So the way I'm going to add a new policy is I'm going to edit this file. I'm just going to copy an existing policy to use it as a template. And then I'm going to grab this 1Password policy that we're currently working on. And what this policy will do is check for the presence of a 1Password recovery kit on Zach's workstation. If there is a 1Password recovery kit, Zach's workstation is going to fail the policy. I'm just going to borrow the description and resolution. And I'm doing this all right in GitHub, but you could imagine for folks that prefer some kind of text editor like VS Code, they'd be making those changes there. All right. Everything looks good, so I'm going to open a pull request. And I'll leave that commit message alone. Just say add 1Password recovery kit. Cool. And then Zach, I'll pass it over to you to give a quick review on the PR. Just added you as a reviewer. Let me clean up this description first. Cool. I just opened the PR. Let me know what you think.
All right, and I am now on my GitHub reviewing the PR, and it looks good, and I'm going to give you the stamp of approval.
All right, thank you. Let's see, I'm going to merge in those changes. And then I'm going to jump over to the Actions tab. So as part of Fleet GitOps, there will be a GitHub action that runs every time you merge in a change. And we can actually monitor the progress of that action. Oops, I clicked on a couple too many things. Here, skipping through, but you can see underneath all the items that the GitHub action is applying or syncing. It's syncing the queries and the policies that we have, and it looks like it ran. So now if I jump back to Fleet and refresh the page, I see that no 1Password emergency kit stored policy. And now I'll pass it over to Zach, who will show us what failing a policy looks like from the end user's perspective.
All right. Now, as an end user, I'm going to be logging into Okta and finding out that I am failing policies. I'll share my screen to do so. So here I am at the Okta login window. Go for a sign in. Provide my password. And now Okta will say that we need to verify with Fleet. So when we click verify, Fleet has looked up my device and sees that the device is in an unhealthy state. It's telling me that I need to resolve the policies. So what I'm going to do is use the Fleet desktop icon to open up the My Device page. And here I can see my policy that's failing. It's the 1Password emergency kit policy. And I'll read the resolution instructions. Delete 1Password emergency kits from my computer. So for the purposes of this demo, I just put a 1Password emergency kit into my desktop. I'll put that into the trash and empty the trash. And now I'll hit the refetch. The refetch is now hitting my device to check if these policies are passing or failing. And once we see that the policies are indeed passing, then we'll be able to attempt the login again. All right, so now my policies are all passing and I can go back to my Okta login and we should see that it allows me through. Verify with Fleet and it's successful and it pops us into the Okta dashboard.